We're going to visit just a few minutes about demystifying color choices. With over 100 custom blended colors at your disposal, my goodness, how do you know what to use? How do you know what to even start with? Well, I think I can help you with that just a little bit. And a good way to do this is to correlate it to a toolkit, because that's all it amounts to. Hey, I got my toolkit right here, pal. I got me a crescent wrench and a screwdriver and 2 kinds of screwdrivers and a pair of pliers. You know, now this is the same basic high-tech toolkit that is found in most of those kitchen drawers. You know the one I'm talking about, the one in the kitchen where all the stuff gets thrown in there. But most of the little repairs around the house, well, you can usually do most of it with a crescent and pliers and two types of screwdrivers. That's getting pretty scientific, but your basic toolkit covers most of what my uses are, because, my goodness, I'm not God's gift to Mr. Goodwrench. But you know, a professional can't make his living with some basic tools. But a fisherman starting out can, and what I want you to think about is a basic toolkit. A basic toolkit of color choices. So let's put the tools away for a minute and talk about colors. You know, I use 3 basic approaches when it comes to color. I use something sparkly. You know, something that might mimic a bait fish, whether it's a Cisco or a chub or a threadfin shad or a gizzard shad. Something sparkly in the water to mimic a bait fish swimming. Now, it could be an 036, which is a cream white, like this little Ika right here. Or it could be a 031, which is blue pearl with silver fleck. Man, I really like that in clear water. But both of these things are essentially in the same color family. I also use something of a browny greeny tone. Now, what we got here is a nice little skirted, twin-tail skirted grub. This color 140, that's cinnamon with green fleck. Man, that's a great color. I've caught so many fish at Lake Powell in the desert southwest lakes with that color exactly mimicking a bluegill. But you know what? It also mimics a crawfish particularly well. Here's another one of those browny, greeny type colors. Sort of a go-anywhere color, and one of our most popular. This is 208. This is a watermelon-based color with a red fleck and a black fleck. But both of these colors are in the same general color family. That's 2. We've got a shad mimicking family and possibly a bluegill or a crawfish mimicking colors. Both of those, while those are very different, they are very similar. The next one I use is a trigger color. Or at least that's the way I think about it. I don't know about your water. Chartreuse, man, don't leave home without it. That is one of the go anywhere, do anything colors. Now here we got a 156. This is chartreuse with black pepper. And then the really gaudy chartreuse, 169. Oh, that's got chartreuse flake and green flake and a chartreuse base. Got some gold flake. I don't know what all colors. That's my favorite. I like that really bright color because when I'm using the trigger type colors, I'm trying to take advantage of the very, very aggressive nature of the fish. They're in the mood to chase. Maybe they're keying on the little chartreuse tips on the fins and tail of a bluegill. You ever seen bluegill in clear water? It's one of the things you first notice is how bright green those the tips of their fins and their tail is. Maybe that's what the fish are doing, keying on those snack-sized bluegill 2 or 3 months after the spawn. You know, if they're doing that, chartreuse is hard to beat. You know, we talk about the basic toolkit. When we walk into a mechanic shop where you got all those journeyman type mechanics, well, you wouldn't feel too good about taking your new Lexus in there and having a guy work on your Lexus with 2 screwdrivers, a pair of pliers, and a crescent wrench. Those guys got those big roll-away toolboxes, and they have specific tools for every specific job. It makes them much more efficient. And, of course, that's what it's all about. There's no difference in that and choosing colors for your fishing. You can get a lot of work done with a basic toolkit, and that's what we got laid out here. But, you know, if you're a true journeyman is always looking for those little ways to enhance his effectiveness and his efficiency. That's the key. Now, while a particular color family may work reasonably well in any occasion where you're trying to mimic that bluegill or a crawfish, there may be times when a specific color change, and choosing the 208 as an example because it has a little red fleck in there. That little red fleck may make all the difference. That's a specialty tool. What I'd like you to do, though, is when you're first starting out, Choose 2 or 3 color families, a basic approach, and then expand from there. In the same fashion that as a kiddo, you wouldn't start out with $25,000 worth of tools in a snap-on roll-away. You'd start with a basic toolkit. Do the same thing when it comes to colors. Then look for those little strange, interesting things that occur from time to time. You know, I specifically remember one day when we had a big school of smallmouth bass holding on an offshore, it was a ledge, topped out at about 25 feet. Of course, out west you fish in fairly deep water. We've been working those fish for, 2 or 3 hours and had caught a load of smallmouth from, 1 to 2.5, maybe a 3-pounder here and there. Those fish quit us. I mean, they quit us. We were using the chartreuse grub, split shotting that thing at about 30 feet. Boy, the bite was regular. We were working around this flooded ledge and had been doing so for quite a while. And then the bite just quit, just for the heck of it, because we were dealing with active fish. We changed colors, took the chartreuse off, and put on a tomato red pepper, which is a bright, gaudy color, and turned those fish on again. They bit for another 2 hours on the tomato red. So sometimes those color changes, it's just like a tool in the toolbox. Sometimes you want to choose those to make a difference or maybe turn fish on that have been biting but quit you. But give that a try. Use a basic approach. That's a great starting point. And you're thinking bait fish, crawfish, or aggressive fish, trigger color type baits. Give that a try and see if it doesn't help.